So today we are going to discuss about the infectious diseases and also different infectious agents. There are so many agents which cause the diseases in us, right? So there are different microorganisms which are causing disease in us. In the third unit we have learned that there are microorganisms which are useful to us. There are microorganisms which are harmful to us. So then also we have learned about several microorganisms which are really very harmful to us. So here in this chapter, in this topic also, we are going to see some of the microorganisms and also some other organisms, how they are harmful to us and how they are becoming the infectious agents, that how they are causing the disease in the human beings, right? So if you classify them, you can differentiate them into different things like different microorganisms and all. So first group you can call it as viruses, second one you can take it as a bacteria, third one you can take it as a fungi, fourth one you can take protozoans, and fifth one you can take worms. So all these are the different types of microorganisms and the other multicellular organisms which are basically causing diseases in the human beings. They are the causative factor for the infections. So if infections are caused to us, if you are suffering from diseases, these are the causative factors for that. These are the ones which are behind our infections, right? If you get a cold, you should know which microorganism is behind that. If you are getting corona, you will know which microorganism is behind that. So now we will see one by one. Okay, now first of all we'll talk about the virus. So in virus, they are able to cause several diseases in the human beings. For example, you can take the cold here, you can take the influenza, you can take the dengue, you can take the AIDS. So these are the different kinds of diseases which are caused by the viruses. Now you can also take the deadly dangerous disease which is called as the corona, and also you can take the Nipah, right? These are the Nipah virus, right? So these are all the different viral diseases which are caused by the virus. Now if you come to the bacteria, they are causing the diseases like typhoid, anthrax, cholera and whatnot. So some other diseases also there. And when you come to the fungi, they are causing the skin infections. So most of the skin diseases are caused because of the fungi. And now you can see the skin is infected, it becomes very itchy, you will have the itchy sensation, there is a scabies, okay, like a skin infection, like there is a scabies. So all these are the fungal infections and all. So apart from that, there are some protozoans. Which are also causing the disease like malaria, kala azar. These are the protozoan diseases which are caused by the protozoans. And there are some worms also which are causing the diseases. Like for example, you can take the Wuchereria branchiforti. It is causing a disease called as the elephantiasis. So this is a normal leg here like this, but when a person suffers from the elephantiasis, his leg will become larger in size. So it will increase its size. So then the leg, he will not be able to walk properly, isn't it? So that is how there are different diseases which are caused by different organisms. So we have seen the viruses here, we have seen the bacteria here, we have seen the fungi here, we have seen the protozoans here, we have seen the worms here. So all these are ringworm, tapeworm infections, ringworm infections and whatnot. Several organisms are there which are causing us different infections in our body and leading us to various diseases and all. So now today we are going to learn about different organisms which are causing the diseases to us, right? So now here, when you take the virus and all now here, they live inside the host cells. So where are they living here? They are living inside the host cell. That means now if it is a cell in our body, they love to live in our cells. So they love to live in our cells, okay? So whatever the food which is present in that cells and all, they will depend on that and they will proliferate, they will reproduce, they will increase their number in our own cells. So they stay in our cells and they will they will cause harm to our body. So that is the reason why we have written here, they are living in our body, that is in the host cells. Host is us, right? Now, for example, if this is a virus, if it is infecting a person, now this will become guest and you will become host. because it comes and lives in your body. So in the host cells, so what are the cells you have in your body, these viruses will come and stay in the cells. So that is how we can understand the first line. But whereas when you come to the bacteria, they rarely live like this. They don't live in the cells. They don't live in the host cells. Okay, that is one of the points which you have to remember. They'll just freely float in the blood and now they'll cause the diseases. And that is how they don't live in the host cells. Second point you can take here is these viruses, they can multiply. They can multiply very, very fast. You can say they can multiply very, very quickly. In the same way, here also you can take that bacteria are also having the same kind of habit here, right? They are also able to reproduce very, very quickly. And even when you come to fungi also, they are able to reproduce very quickly. But whereas when you come to the protozoans, and also the worms and all, especially come to the worms, they are not that fast in reproducing them, right? Because they lay the eggs and they have to hatch and they have to form the babies and all, it takes a long process. Apart from that, they will take a very, very long time. But whereas these viruses, bacteria and fungi, they take very, very less time to reproduce. Okay, so the next point is a very, very important point, and we have to understand this one. All bacteria, here, they are very, very close to each other. That means one bacteria is very much similar to the other bacteria. So whatever the processes which takes place in the bacteria, what is the process which runs in the bacteria, they are very much similar to that of the another bacteria. Okay, some other bacteria also have the same features. What is the life process this particular bacteria has, even the other bacteria also has the same kind of life process. So they both are having the similar characteristic features. They both are having the identical characteristic features here. So here you can see that they are very, very close to each other, and you can see that the life processes are also very, very similar to the other. But whereas now, if this is the problem, if this is the this is a very good situation for the human being, because we make the antibiotics like penicillin, tetracycline, okay, amphoxicillin, amazin. So all these antibiotics, they are very, very useful because they all kill the bacteria. They all work against the bacteria. So for example, if you take the penicillin, so whenever a bacteria comes into the body, it will start building a cell wall, so that it's kind of a production layer. It's a kind of production layer. So that is, with this wall and all, it will try to protect itself. But whereas when you use the antibiotics, now they will disable this building of the cell wall. So the bacteria will not be able to build the cell wall against them. So that is the reason why they will easily die when you take the antibiotics. So as they are not able to build the cell wall, they become very weak. They become very weak and all, within no time they will die. So that is what happens here, and moreover, they will not be able to grow if the cell wall is not proper. If it's not there, they will not be able to live. So, and human cells, when you come to the human cells, we don't have the cell wall. So there is no cell wall in our body, and that is the reason why even if you take the antibiotics, they will not show any kind of problem on our body, right, on our cells, because we don't make out the cell walls. So now basically you have to understand one point here, because all bacteria are very close to each other, the antibiotics which you are using will easily they can show their effect on all different kinds of bacteria. For several bacterial infections and all, we'll use a similar kind of antibiotics, because they are very much close to each other. Their life process are very much close to each other. They are very much having the similar kind of characteristic features, and that is how all the antibiotics they can very easily act on the bacteria. But when you come to the viruses and all, you will not see that kind of thing here. No pathways such as bacteria, no pathways in virus, you can see as you are seeing in the bacteria. So no virus is very much similar to the other virus. So each and every virus will have the different characters. Each and every virus, like there are some RNA virus, there are some DNA virus, and even in that virus also they are very much different from the one another. There are enzymes present in them, like for example, if you take AIDS virus, it has the reverse transcriptase enzyme. If you take the coronavirus, it has some other enzyme, and all like each and every virus and all, they are absolutely different from the others. So we are not able, and moreover when it enters into the body, they will directly go into the host cell. So there is no proper medication for the virus. So if there is a virus infection and all, like there is no proper medication for that. For example, if you take if you take the cold, like if it's a common cold, but if it is an infection because of the virus, and even if you take the antibiotics also, because sometimes that the viral infections and the bacterial infection, both of them together cause the damage, they cause the common cold. So when you take the antibiotics to get relief from the cold, they will only act on the bacteria. They will only act on the bacteria, but they will never act on the viruses. The virus infection will be as it is, but only what will get reduced and what will get calmed down is the bacterial infections. So in the same way, a person will get infected with the fungal infection. The fungi will also infect, especially where there is moisture in our body, where there is no proper presence of the air in our body, like these kind of places, right? Okay, you can see some kind of boils coming on the body and all. That all these are the fungal infection, and especially scabies is also a problem. And also you can see the itching sensation. Okay, all these are the problems because of the fungus. Okay, and also you can take the protozoan, which are causing the malaria disease and the Kala Azar disease. So these protozoans, they directly don't come into our body, but they will take the help of the mosquito to enter into our body. So as they cannot directly enter into our body, they take the help of the mosquitoes. So they first enter into the mosquitoes, and then what happens when they come and bite the normal person, because they have the proboscis through which the blood will come out into the body, and from that the stream they will enter into the new person's body, and that is how they can even infect the other person also. So they keep on traveling, from one person to the other person, and even they'll keep on causing the malaria to the other persons also. So even the eggs also, even the different forms, before the adult is formed, different forms are seen, they're all able to, they can cause the deadly malaria disease. And even Kala Azar is also a disease which is caused by the protozoans. And especially we have talked about the elephantiasis. Elephantiasis is also a disease which is especially caused by the filarial worms, that is Wuchereria branchiforti, and whereas you can see the body parts swelling in an abnormal way. So this is how different microorganisms, they cause different diseases in our body and all. So now you know that there are different microorganisms, and now you can know how the infections are caused here. And now in the next class, what we'll read about is the means of spread. That means how they are spread from the one person to the other person. What are the factors which are helping them from causing them, or for transferring these things from one person to the other person. The next class we'll be talking about only the means of spread. So now in this particular unit, in this session, so whatever we have learned now, so I wanted to write all the diseases which are caused by the different microorganisms in a page and post in the group. Okay, so by this we come to the end of the today's lesson, and I want you to read this, and also make sure that you write all the points in a paper and then present it in the group. Okay children, so see you tomorrow. Until then, have a great day.